everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel, and welcome to this week's edition of Will I Buy It, the weekly series wherein every single Sunday here on my channel we sit down and we discuss the last week's newest makeup releases and whether or not I want to purchase them and why. This series was inspired by Samantha March. I give complete credit to her for making this series up. She came up with this idea and it is a good one, which is why every single Sunday we pretty much do this kind of video here on my channel. Before I get into this video, I do want to mention that I am on a no-buy. For those of you who are new to my channel, I started my no-buy I think over a month ago at this point, and basically I'm not buying any new makeup for the foreseeable future, and everything that's going to be in this video is not something that I'm actually going to be purchasing. So I'm speaking in hypothetical terms. If I say I like something and I would like to buy it, it's just that I would like to buy it. I'm not necessarily going to, and if I don't like something, well, obviously I don't want to buy it and I'm not going to buy it. You know what I mean? If you're looking for more on that topic, I do have a video explaining my no-buy in its entirety, and that is going to be in the cards for your enjoyment. Now, we actually have quite a few releases from NYX Cosmetics for this particular week. They're collaborating with the influencer Marvin Magnificent, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, and they are releasing a collection that includes a brush set and an eye and face palette. Now, this is what this includes. This is called a Marvin palette, and it's going to be $17.50, and it is described as a rich, warm tone palette with 10 shadows and 5 highlighters. The brush set in the collection is going to be $26, and it is composed of 10 different brushes, and these are synthetic bristles. I feel like if there's one thing in this collection that I'm intrigued by, it's the brush set. And yes, I know that everyone's probably gravitating towards the palette, but as I've mentioned countless times before, I'm just not interested in neutral shadows right now. I'm not interested in wearing them, and I'm certainly not interested in buying them. I don't think I really need this eyeshadow palette. I don't think I want this eyeshadow palette, and I don't think it actually interests me. However, what does interest me is the brush collection, and if I was not on my no-buy, I might have picked up the brush collection. I don't know, $26 for 10 brushes. On the surface, it seems reasonable, but I feel like for NYX Cosmetics, that's a little bit pricey. I would expect something along the lines of like a $20 brush set from NYX Cosmetics, but who knows? These brushes might be fantastic quality. I have no idea. Now, Contra Beauty is releasing these eyeshadow stacks right over here. Now, these are the Beauty Bento Bouncing Shimmery Eyeshadow Trios, and they have a few of these that they're releasing, and each trio is going to be $21. Now, in each of these trios, 2 of the shades are mattes, and then 1 shade is like a very shimmery foiled metallic color. So I actually when I first saw these, I wasn't too interested. But then when I saw the close-ups and when I saw swatches, my interest was definitely piqued, especially for the pink trio and the orange trio. You guys know how much I love color. I am more likely to stick to colorful shadows, and I'm more likely to be drawn to colorful shadows rather than neutrals. However, if I was interested in neutrals at the moment, I feel like I would want all of these. My stomach just growled. These are already available, and I personally think that these are pretty great looking. I really do like the idea of having a very small, very bite-sized compact. I feel like that's a great idea, especially if you're somebody that's on the go, and especially during the summer. I feel like this is a great launch for people that are traveling a lot. I don't know about you. Of course, I might be alone in this, but I personally do not like packing a lot of eyeshadow whenever I travel. I just really do feel like whenever I'm on a trip, I want to spend less time doing my makeup and I want to spend more time enjoying the location I'm in. So I feel like if you are somebody that wears eyeshadow on a daily basis, if you're somebody that wants to have something that you can slip into your handbag to go to work, or if you're somebody that wants to pack light and not pack a lot of items, and you want to do your eyeshadow look quickly whenever you're on a trip, this is an ideal product in my personal opinion from the looks of it. I will say that I will not be buying these, and even if I wasn't on my no-buy, I don't think I'd get these either, because pink and orange are shades that I do have a lot of in my collection, so there are plenty of reasons why this isn't necessarily a purchase that I would make, but I feel like this is a really interesting product, and I'm curious curious to see people's opinions on it. We have 8 new shades of lip gloss launching from Dose of Colors, and these are the lip glosses right here. I am actually really intrigued, and I will say that the colors that intrigue me the most happen to be the lightest colors, such as Macchiato and the Don't Be Shy, and then I also really do like Tough Cookie and Hot Cocoa, because I feel like recently I've really been drawn to really nude glosses, and I do notice that there is a hole in my collection when it comes to dark nude glosses. I don't really have a lot of those, and it would be fun to add to it. Now, this next launch is something that I think I might have a little bit of an unpopular opinion about. Nabla is launching a new collection that will include 2 new eyeshadow palettes, a brush set, and 2 lip glosses. This is something that I'm like not really interested in. I feel like a lot of other people have a great interest in these eyeshadow palettes. I personally do not. I mean, one is very neutral and then the other one is colorful, but I can pretty much dupe almost every single shade in the more colorful one, which is the only one of the 2 that I'm actually interested in. And I am interested slightly in the brushes because it would be nice hypothetically to try out Nabla's brushes, and I'm also relatively interested in the glosses because I mean I really do like a good lip gloss, and I really do like that goldish one. It looks quite interesting, but realistically, am I interested in this entire collection? Would I buy it if I was not on my no buy? I probably wouldn't, because yes, I do like the idea of having like really small, compact, edited versions of eyeshadow palettes, but then at the same time I don't necessarily need these new shades in my collection, nor does this collection necessarily appeal to me in any like lasting way, shape, or form. So this is definitely going to be a pass. Wet n Wild is launching this new lip powder that they're calling the Snow Melt Lip Powder. It transforms from a powder to a cream texture upon application and leaves a fresh, lasting tint. It is claims to be buildable matte formula, and it is available in 7 shades for $6.99 each. This is like the kind of thing that would be interesting to do a video on. If I was not on my no buy, then I'd probably buy these and maybe consider doing a video on these, seeing if they actually worked or not. I can't say that the idea, however, of a lip powder necessarily appeals to me, and let me tell you why. For me, I am like a little bit of a traditionalist when it comes to my lip products. I want something that will work, and I want something that will work well. For me, the idea of a powder, it calls to mind a texture that is very dry, that is not necessarily moisturizing or creamy, and I feel like if something came in a powder format and then it went on the lips and it transformed into a cream format, I feel like even then it would have the likeness of a formula of liquid lipstick, you know what I mean? And I don't necessarily want that on my lips. I mean, I have worn powder on my lips before when I was experimenting a little bit, and it was a nice effect, but do I want a product specifically for that? No. Now, Colourpop is launching a California Love Summer Collection. This will include an eyeshadow palette along with their ultra blotted lips, which is basically, from what I can tell, a version of a liquid lipstick, but with a little bit less coverage. I have the ultra blotted lip in the stick form, but I believe that they discontinued this, and instead they have it in like this tube like liquid lipstick like format. I'm not really sure how this formula is. I've only tried this one, and I actually really do like these a lot. I've been using them a lot recently, especially. This is, in my opinion, a rather long wearing version of a lip color. And yeah, I'm not sure how similar or how different this stick format is to their format in the tubes. I have no idea. I went off on a little bit of a tangent there, but they also have 2 mascaras coming out with this collection as well. Now, with this, the only thing that necessarily interests me would be the ultra blotted lips, and that's only because I'm curious to see the formula. I would like to, I like the colors, and I'm curious to see how this looks and wears on the lips, hypothetically. The eyeshadow palette, I mean, it's pretty for a neutral eyeshadow palette, and if I was really into neutrals, I'd probably be all over this. However, I'm not, so this is not for me. So that's going to be a pass. And the mascaras, I mean, when it comes to like mascaras, I'm not necessarily interested in getting new mascaras. I'm just not. So this is mostly a pass completely, except for maybe the blotted lips. I would like to see people's opinions on that. Next up, we have a launch from Makeup Revolution. They're coming out with several eyeshadow palettes, and they are inspired by these different prints, different animal prints such as cheetah, tiger, zebra. You get my meaning. I mean, I was like relatively intrigued when I first laid eyes on this collection, but then I was kind of like, I'm not like that interested, you know? And from experience, I don't think I've necessarily liked the Makeup Revolution eyeshadow formula. Of course, I did try that formula out. I think it was several like months ago, but yeah, like I'm just not interested in this. I mean, I really truly feel like they just slapped on that animal print on the packaging to make it look interesting. But yeah, no, I'm just not into it. I mean, these are going to be $15 each, so not bad for an eyeshadow palette with this many colors. But then when you have this many colors in an eyeshadow palette and then that low price tag, I start to wonder if they skimped on the quality of the shadows within. So this is not something that I'm getting for those reasons. This is going to be a pass. LORAC is launching a few new items for summer. So they have a Tantalizer Hustle and Glow Baked Bronze and Highlight Palette, which is going to be $25. And then they have a Tantalizer Glow and Behold Shimmering Face and Body Dry Oil, and that's going to be $28. And I mean, am I really interested in any of these products? No, not really. I mean, the body oil sounds relatively intriguing because, I mean, that would look beautiful on the collarbones, maybe on the shoulders, hypothetically. But do I really want it? Not really. Because if I want to make my body look all glowy and luminous, I can just as easily take one of my many powder or liquid highlighters and use that instead. You know? So that just completely eradicates the need for me to buy this at all. So this is just not something I'm interested in whatsoever. Now, Too Faced is launching a buildable, full coverage, most naturally flawless, multi-use complexion powder. This is going to be a powder foundation. And they also have a few new brushes launching with the collection as well. So this is based off of their Born This Way foundation line, which I never tried. I don't think I actually am going to, but I'm not interested in a powder foundation because number one, I rarely wear foundation in my day-to-day life, and number two, I just don't want powder on my skin when it comes to foundation. Speaking of foundation, NYX Cosmetics is launching a Born to Glow foundation. Now, I've tried their Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator, and I kind of liked it. I mean, it's pretty decent, I think. And they now have a foundation that is going to be glowing, like the name suggests. And I mean, I like that idea. I also like how the shade range, in my opinion, is pretty great. I wanted to comment on that because a lot of times it is nice to see a drugstore brand like NYX actually working on coming out with a full range of shades. And this is going to be a radiant foundation and buildable medium coverage and a natural radiant finish that lasts. A liquid foundation that blends like a dream and even works with your skin to help create a smooth, even tone look. In 45 shades, $10 each. I like this launch. Will I be getting it? No, because I don't wear foundation anymore. I mean, even today, what I did is I basically took the teeniest, tiniest bit of foundation, used it to cover up this spot, this spot, this spot, and then this spot, and then and I just blended it in, and then I called it a day. That's me wearing the most foundation that I usually wear. You know what I mean? So do I need a new foundation? No. This is a launch that I'm excited about. Blush Tribe is releasing a new palette. called the Lila 2. And this is essentially a green tone palette, and I am living. You have so many beautiful shades. You have, first off, yellowy greens, which I love and totally should be launched more. And then you have like these beautiful jade greens, some like bluish greens. I love this. This palette includes 8 mattes and 7 shimmers. You guys know how much I love my Hasina 2 from Blush Tribe, and this really tempts me. This really does. And do I have several green shades in my collection? Yes. But I feel like I need these. I mean, if I was not on my no buy, I would totally get this, because the only greenish yellowish shades that I have in my collection come from the Morphe Boss Mood palette, and that palette, I mean, I have done several videos on that palette, but I'm not necessarily that satisfied with the Morphe Boss Mood palette, so it would be nice to have greenish yellowish shades that actually have that Blush Tribe quality. So this is something that I'm really into. Moving on. The indie brand Gothic Gardens Cosmetics is coming out with the Coming Out of the Coffin palette, and this is what it looks like. I believe that Coming Out of the Coffin is supposed to be a play on Coming Out of the Closet, which is really fitting towards the Pride theme that we have pretty much for this month, being Pride Month. But, I mean, here's the thing with these Pride-themed palettes. I love that these palettes are Pride-themed. I love seeing all these beautiful colors, and I love seeing people experiment. But as somebody who already loves color and who already has so many colorful palettes, I find myself getting very specific when it comes to colorful palettes that I want to add to my collection because I have so many colors. This is a palette that I think is great for somebody who doesn't necessarily have a large collection of colorful shadows. But as somebody who already does have that collection, I don't see myself needing to get this palette regardless of whether or not I really want to support the theme and the idea behind this palette. Indie Makeup Spotlight did post a little bit of a sneak peek from Menagerie Cosmetics. They're going to be launching this Violet Ink palette, which is going to be a micro palette. I assume a mini palette, perhaps meant to be used in combination with their Whale Song eyeshadow palette. But I am actually really excited about this launch, and I actually cannot wait to see this color story. This looks like a beautiful looking color scheme already with the packaging, and I feel that with the Whale Song palette, Menagerie Cosmetics really did a color scheme that matched the outer packaging quite well and quite brilliantly, and I cannot wait to see the color scheme for this palette. So I'm going to be keeping an eye out for this one. Of course, I'll be giving you guys a preview and when they reveal the colors in this palette, but I'm really excited about this one. Almost as excited as I am for the Blush Tribe green themed palette as well. But that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it interesting and informative, and I will see you all in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.